And then the last team in the American League that I want to discuss that I really like, and you'll notice I'm going to be missing something we'll get to after it, is the Seattle Mariners. I love the Seattle Mariners. They're going to break a playoff drought, the longest playoff drought in American sports. That itself is amazing. They have a young core, and for me, they also have one of the deepest rotations in pitching staffs to go into the playoffs. They got the golden goose of the trade deadline, Castillo.
Yeah.
He has been as good as advertised for them. Logan Gilbert has been a breakout pitcher for them. Robbie Ray, after a rough start, has got his ERA down to 3.45. He has been what you'd want when you sign him.
Yeah.
He's not a Cy Young winner every year, but he's a solid arm. He's a strikeout pitcher. But then after him, you have Kirby. You have a bullpen, which is one of the best bullpens in the second half in the American League. Their numbers for the year aren't as good as the Yanks or the Astros, but Andrew Muñez, they have Dio Castillo, they have Pat Sewald, guys that have been so good in the second half. So their pitching is really, really good. Their numbers line up with everyone else's. They have the second best whip in bullpen, and they have the sixth best bullpen ERA. For me, their offense is the issue. Julio Rodriguez, breakout star offensively. Mitch Haniger, he's got one of the great hit tools in the game.
Yep.
Ty France has been a great hitter for them too. But after that, there's a couple of guys, streaky guys, but I don't know if it's a deep enough lineup to handle the aces which we've talked about.
Yeah.
So I like them. I like their pitching a lot. Their offense for me is a concern.
Yeah, it really is just Julio. Ty France has been hurt here and there, but he's starting to pick it up right now. But yeah, you're right. I mean, after that, J.P. Crawford, Cal Raleigh.
Exactly. I wrote down them, Winker, and Eugenio Suarez, who they've all had good years, don't get me wrong, but when we talk about Tampa Bay's lineup is kind of similar to theirs, but Toronto's is better, New York's at health is better, Houston's is better.
Yeah.
So they can pitch well. I like their top-end starters. The only issue for them also, as we obviously addressed with the playoff drought, that playoff experience is going to be tough for them because they're going to go up against a lot of teams in Tampa, New York, and Houston, which have done this dance many times the past couple of years.
They're kind of like the little brothers of the league.
Yes.
So they might get bullied when they when they get into the playoffs. But I mean, Julio Rodriguez, if he hits, if he just goes out there and plays like he's been doing, that gives a lot of kind of a good deep breath for the other guys at the lineup to.
How important is the leadoff spot? I mean, that's what you see time and time again. A guy who gets on the table, but also hits for power, speed. He's a generational talent. They locked him up a long time. What a great move by their organization because he is an unbelievable player. And I'll say this much. That wild card series, which they will play in because they're 12 games back of Houston, if they can have the home field advantage, and they have all 3 games, if needed, in their ballpark, there will not be a better home field advantage in the wild card round than in Seattle because that stadium is dying for this moment. Dying for it. Toronto's probably a close second, but Seattle will be nuts if they can get that.